All right, welcome, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, to the new Black Media. Today's broadcast is on the Texas shooting, where the death toll rises to 7 in the gunman's rampage. So, 7 people were killed after a gunman who hijacked a postal service vehicle in West Texas shot more than 20 people, authorities said. The gunman was killed, and a few law enforcement officers were among the injured. This domestic terrorist act, was carried out by a white male, otherwise known as a white identity extremist. The death toll rose to 7 Sunday after a gunman's rampage that left many more injured following what began as a routine traffic stop in Odessa, police in the West Texas city said. Odessa police spokesman Steve LeSueur said on Sunday that at least one person remains in life-threatening condition. Police Chief Michael Girk previously said the gunman, whose name has not been released, was fatally shot by the police. Now I have a question. Why hasn't the gunman's name been released by now? Why is it that our media, and I have to refer to it as lamestream media, why is it that they failed to release the names of these white terrorists who are causing these mass shootings? The public should know this information right away. But if you've noticed, here recently, they stopped releasing the names of the perpetrators, of these criminals, of these domestic terrorists. They failed to release the names to the public right away, and that's a major problem. I'd suggest that people who are around in these areas that witness these things, if you hear of the person's name or you know of the perpetrator or the suspect, to let it be known so that we can get the information out to the people, because it's obvious that the white media and the white supremacist system is failing to provide us with this information right away as needed. But you notice anytime that criminal situations involve black people in particular, they will release the information, they will release the perpetrator's name, they will have a poster size picture of the person's face plastered everywhere. They do this constantly when it's dealing with black suspects. And so we ask the media to be righteous, to do the right thing, and post these perpetrators' names to the public right away so that we're armed with more information, instead of just giving us this lame excuse that there's no longer an immediate threat to the public. Because that's exactly what they're saying. Quote, there is no longer an immediate threat to the public, and this situation continues to be investigated by local, state, and federal officials, Girk said in a statement. So the assault took place one day before a series of gun law changes in the state that ease restrictions on where Texans can carry or store firearms, from foster homes to churches, even to school grounds. The shooting began Saturday afternoon when a state trooper pulled over the suspect, described by authorities as a white male in his mid-30s and driving a gold-colored car, was pulled over for a traffic violation on Interstate 20 between Midland and Odessa. The video footage you're looking at now is taken from social media. The young lady who was taking it was just as loud and said some funny things, just like you hear black people do in in videos involving black incidents, but she's cursing, saying the F word and all these things and screaming she can't believe it to her mother as this is unfolding. But that's what this video footage is. There's really the audio to it sucked, so I'm not posting it. But anyways, this situation happened at this Synergy theater complex. So the shooting began Saturday afternoon when a state trooper pulled over this car between the suspect, described by authorities as a white male in his mid-30s, driving this gold-colored car, and he was pulled over for a traffic violation on Interstate 20 between Midland and Odessa. The driver opened fire on the trooper before fleeing westbound on the interstate, shooting his way to Odessa, stealing a mail truck, and continuing his assault, police said. So let's get this straight. This man opened fire on a state trooper. And we always hear reports that black people should comply. Well, how come white people aren't complying? White people don't comply either. But most of the time they get taken in alive. And we've seen this way too many times. But nonetheless, these are the excuses that black Americans always have to hear. So anyways, the suspect then shot one Odessa officer and one Midland Police Department officer before authorities returned fire and killed the suspect near a Synergy movie theater in Odessa. And cell phone video posted on social media showed people fleeing the theater. Police initially said 5 people were confirmed dead and 21 injured, but later updated the death total to 7. It was not clear if the deaths included the shooter. I'm sure it is. Besides the initial trooper, 2 other troopers were wounded. Wow, this guy was really going after shooting the police, this white male. He was shooting other white male police officers. Do you hear this? The State Department of Safety said the tragedy became the latest mass shooting after others this summer in El Paso, Texas, Dayton, Ohio, and Gilroy, California. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who was traveling to the area on Sunday, ordered Texas flags across the state to be lowered to half-staff in honor of the victims. Quote, "I thank the first responders who have acted swiftly and admirably under pressure," Abbott said, "and I want to remind all Texans that we will not allow the Lone Star State to be overrun by hatred and violence." Unquote. Well, Governor Greg Abbott, Texas is known for its racism. It's known for its hatred and violence. So you're a bit late, $1 short, and that was just lame. You should have just kept those words to yourself. They're empty words. But nonetheless, this is what's happening in August, the latter part of August 31st and the beginning of September of 2019. These are the faces of our mass shootings, white males. There's been narratives and these racists going around trying to change the narrative, saying that mass shootings are really more black people, because if you look at it technically, blah blah blah, and they're talking about technically, if you look at the definition, it's when it's a group of 3 or more and there's a shooting, that's a mass shooting, and black people have been doing this for the longest. You sound stupid. You sound ridiculously retarded. Yes, you sound just like that little voice I just did. Exactly. That's you. Idiots. But nonetheless, we have to hear white media tell people tell Americans who can think on their own, who have brains on their own, they're trying to say that no, black people are the problem, and we can clearly see who the problem really is. This is the New Black Media bringing you this broadcast this Sunday, as they just released this information that the death toll has rose to 7. I'm bringing you the facts as they unfold. Thanks a lot for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe or not. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.